You're in the back of an ambulance, bleeding out after a car crash. The paramedic checks your chart and freezes. Your blood type doesn't match anything in the system. A doctor is called in. She stares at the screen and whispers, "This is one of the rarest bloods on Earth." You survive. Months later, at a checkup, another doctor notices something odd on your X-ray. Your heart is on the wrong side of your chest. Then a specialist tests your hearing and realizes you have something called absolute pitch. Then your therapist mentions, almost in passing, that when she touches her own arm, you feel it too. Piece by piece, you start to realize you are not just unusual. You might be one of the rarest humans who has ever lived. So how rare, exactly? Let's find out, trait by trait. We start with blood. Most people know the ABO and Rh blood groups, the ones that determine if you're A positive, O negative, and so on. But beneath those familiar labels lies a much deeper system of 61 known blood group systems, and one of them holds the rarest blood type on record, Rh-null. People with Rh-null blood are missing all 61 possible antigens on the Rh system, something almost every other human on Earth has at least some of. It's nicknamed golden blood because it can be given to almost anyone with a rare Rh blood type, but almost no one can give blood back to them. Fewer than 50 people worldwide have ever been confirmed to carry it. Out of a global population of roughly 8 billion, that puts the odds at about 50 in 8 billion, or 1 in 160 million. Our rarest human has already cleared a bar most conditions never touch. Next, we go inside the chest. In the vast majority of humans, the heart points slightly left, the liver sits on the right, and the stomach and spleen sit on the left. In a condition called situs inversus totalis, the entire arrangement of internal organs is mirrored, left for right, right for left. It's usually harmless, and many people live their whole lives without knowing, until a routine scan reveals a heart quietly beating on the right side of the chest. Situs inversus totalis occurs in roughly 1 in 10,000 people. Combined with Rh-null blood, our person's odds fall to about 1 in 1.6 trillion. Now, the ears. Most musicians rely on relative pitch. They can tell that one note is higher or lower than another, but only if they're given a reference point. Absolute pitch, often called perfect pitch, is different. A person with this ability can hear a single note in isolation. The trait appears to run in families and is linked to how the brain's auditory cortex, particularly when combined with musical training before around age 6. Studies estimate absolute pitch appears in roughly 1 in 10,000 people in the general population, and it's noticeably rarer in adults who never had early musical exposure, which is the case for our rarest human. Multiplying this in brings our combined odds to about 1 in 16 quintillion. Here's where it gets stranger. Our person also has mirror touch synesthesia, a rare neurological trait where watching another person get touched triggers a real physical sensation on their own body. Someone taps a stranger's shoulder, and our rarest human feels a tap on their own shoulder in the same spot. Researchers believe this happens because the brain's mirror neuron system, the same circuitry that helps us empathize and understand others' actions, blurring the line between observing and experiencing. Most people show a faint trace of this response, but full mirror touch synesthesia, strong enough to feel like genuine touch, is estimated to occur in only about 1.6% of the population. Using a conservative estimate of 1 in 400 for the fully expressed form, our combined odds now reach roughly 1 in 6.4 sextillion. Now let's give our person an origin. Just like before, we anchor this human in one of the world's smallest surviving ethnic groups, isolated populations numbering only in the low hundreds, cut off by geography, history, or choice from the rest of the globe. We'll again use a conservative population of 500 people out of 8 billion, or 1 in 16 million. Folding this into our running total pushes the odds to approximately 1 in 102 septillion, a number so large it already dwarfs the count of stars in the observable universe. For our final trait, we turn to the immune system. Scattered through the human genome is a mutation called CCR5-delta32, which alters a receptor on the surface of white blood cells. In people who inherit 2 copies of this mutation, one from each parent, the receptor that HIV normally uses to enter cells is effectively disabled, granting near-total natural resistance to most strains of the virus. This double mutation is found almost exclusively in people of Northern European descent, and even there, only in about 1% of that population, and far less than that once you calculate it across all of humanity combined with the rest of our traits. Conservatively, we place the odds of carrying this double mutation on top of everything else at about 1 in 100. That brings our final combined probability to roughly 1 in 10.2 nonillion. To recap, our rarest human has Rh-null golden blood, mirrored internal organs, absolute pitch, mirror touch synesthesia, comes from an ethnic group of just 500 people, and carries a double copy of a rare HIV resistance mutation. Stack every one of those traits together, and you get odds of 1 in 10.2 nonillion, a number with 31 zeros behind it. For comparison, scientists estimate there have been somewhere around 100 billion humans in all of history. You could run that entire history of humanity over and over, quadrillions of times, and still not expect to see this exact combination occur even once. And this still isn't the rarest person you could build. There are thousands more traits we didn't touch, rare genetic immunities, unusual pain thresholds, extra vertebrae, conditions we haven't even named yet. The math could go on forever. But the real point was never the math. It's that every single one of us, however ordinary we feel on a Tuesday morning, is already the product of odds this staggering. You didn't need golden blood or a mirrored heart to be a statistical miracle. You already are one. So, keep on swimming.